Good morning. As you know, we are doing chapter India's external relation, and we have already done some its subtopics like international context, NAM, and the directive principle of state policy related to peace and security of international peace and security. Okay. Now we are starting our next topic, Nehru's role. Nehru's role for what? Nehru's role in India's foreign policy. What is the meaning of foreign policy? Foreign policy is a policy by which a country regulates its relation with another countries. Okay, and India's foreign policy, the policy which regulates the India's relation with other countries. Okay, because Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India, all of you know that, and he was also the Foreign Minister of India, and Foreign Minister is responsible for the foreign policy for that country. Okay, so he had a great impact on the foreign policy of India because he was Prime Minister as well as the Foreign Minister of India from 1946 to 1964. So till during this period he implement the foreign policy for India. And the three major objective of Nehru foreign policy was to preserve the hard-earned sovereignty. And Nehru foreign policy had three aims, three main objectives. First is to preserve hard-earned sovereignty. Why Nehru want to preserve hard-earned sovereignty? Because India was the colony of Britishers from 200 years, and they know and we got the freedom after a long freedom movement, so that he and other know the value of freedom, so they wanted to preserve the hard earned sovereignty. Okay, and the second aim is to protect territorial integrity. It means integrity within the territory, or you can say that to create unity. Okay, and to promote rapid economic development. Economic development, it means they wanted to India to make India a developed country, because India is a developing country, and that India is developing time to time. So the next motive was to promote rapid economic development, and the first aim is to preserve the heart and sovereignty. Second, to protect territorial integrity. It means no change in the territory of India. Okay, and to promote rapid economic development. Nehru wished to Nehru wished to achieve these objectives through the strategy of non-alignment. Nehru wanted that they wanted to these three objectives by the non-alignment. How? Non-alignment means to stay away from the two power bloc, America and USSR. Okay, and Nehru saved its hard and sovereignty when India did not join the any power bloc. It means neither America, neither nor USSR. Okay, and all these objectives can, and India can be developed economically if there would be no influence on India by the other powerful countries. Okay, and Nehru wanted to its foreign policy three objectives by the non-alignment. There were of course parties and groups in the country that believed that India should be more friendly with the bloc led by the US. India में कहीं ऐसे group थे, they wanted that India should join US, because US was the supporter of democracy. Okay, and Dr. Ambedkar was one of them, and some political party which were opposed to communism. Or in India there were some parties who were opposed to communism. Samyavad, it means equality. They also wanted that India should follow United States, because with United States India can be a great power. Okay, these included the Bharatiya Janata Sangh and Swatantra Party. So who were the supporter and that of that who were the supporter who wanted that India should join US, and that were you can say that Dr. Ambedkar and आपके भारतीय जन संघ and Swatantra Party. But Nehru possessed considerable leeway in formulating foreign policy. Okay, क्लियर हो गया ये पैराग्राफ. द फर्स्ट प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया नेहरू, फॉरेन मिनिस्टर नेहरू. दैट्स वाई देर इज अ ग्रेट इम्पैक्ट ऑफ नेहरू इन इंडियन फॉरेन पॉलिसी. Okay, and he was the prime minister and foreign minister of India from 1946 to 1964, and the main objectives the main objectives was to save hardened economic sovereignty, protect territorial integrity, and to promote rapid economic development. And why? How they get these three objectives? By the non-alignment. And who were in the favor of US to join the US bloc? Dr. Ambedkar, Swatantra Party, and Johnson. Now write down the question of this paragraph. First question is, who was the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister of India after independence from 1946 to 64? Okay. Next, what were the three objectives of India's foreign policy and Nehru's foreign policy? Clear. Third question, who were in the favor of becoming the supporter of US? That was Dr. Ambedkar, आपके जन संघ and Swatantra Party. And fourth question, how Nehru could get these three objectives? Then answer is non-alignment. Okay. Now next topic, distance from two camps. The foreign policy of independent India vigorously pursued the dream of a peaceful world by advancing the policy of non-alignment and by reducing Cold War tension, by contributing human resources to the UN peacekeeping operation. Because India always in the favor of peace, and he wanted a peaceful world. Okay, so to maintain a peaceful world, India always favor non-alignment. Okay, because because only the non-alignment is the only way that Cold War tension can be reduced. If India joined USA or USSR, then there always be a influence of USA and USSR on India, so that India always favor non-alignment. India wanted to keep away from military alliance led by US and Soviet Union, and again Soviet Union against each other. India wanted to keep away from both these blocs, USA and USSR. He neither want to join USA nor he want to join USSR. He wanted to stay away from all these alliances. Okay, India's as you read in the book Contemporary World Politics, during the Cold War, the US led North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. All of you have done this, that at the time of Cold War, there were two power blocs, okay, USA and USSR. USA alliance NATO, and it was established in April 1949. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. 12 members, and Soviet Union Warsaw Pact established in 1955. This was a difficult balancing act, and sometimes the balance did not appear perfect. It was difficult to balance between both the superpower. India did not want to go with USA or with USSR. He wanted to remain free. He wanted to remain neutral. No, not neutral. He wanted to remain. He wanted to stay away from all these two blocks. Okay, and but it was very difficult to balance between the both, because India did not want to be a friend of one or the enemy of one. वो ना तो किसी का दुश्मन ना ही किसी का दोस्त बनना चाहता था. In 1956, when Britain attacked Egypt over the Suez Canal issue, India led the world protest against the new colonial invasion. In 1956, when Britain attacked Egypt and the matter was of Suez Canal. At that time, India protested against this. But in the same year, when USSR invaded Hungary, India did not join its public condemnation. So, one time India criticized, but second time India did not criticize. Despite such a situation, by and large, India did take an independent stand on various international issues and could get aid and assistance from members of the both. India wanted to make India's conditions such like this, that India wanted to be the friend of both, so that India could get the benefit or aid from both the superpower. Meant USA का भी friend, USSR का भी friend, and India wanted the help of both the superpowers. Okay. While India was trying to convince the other developing country about the policy of non-alignment, because India got independence in 1947, Sri Lanka 1948, Pakistan also with India, and at that time India was convincing other countries that if they did not want to go with USA or USSR, they can join non-alignment. Okay, they can remain free. At the Pakistan joined the US-led military army. At that time, Pakistan joined US bloc, United States bloc, but US was not happy about India independent initiative and policy of non-alignment, because Pakistan joined the United States, and so United States wanted that India should join it also, but India did not join it. So America was not happy with India, because India adopted the policy of non-alignment. Therefore, there was a considerable unease in Indo-US relation during the 1950s. Okay, in 1950s में India and US के relation unease हो गए, and the US also resented India's growing partnership with the Soviet Union, and US also did not like the friendship of USSR and India. We have studied in the last chapter the strategy of planned economic development adopted by India. The policy emphasized import substitution. The emphasis on developing a resource base also meant that export-oriented growth was limited, and this development strategy limited the India's economic interaction with the outside world, because in India wanted to develop itself by their own resources. So India's economic interaction with other world is was limited at that time. And next is Afro-Asian unity. Afro-Asian unity. Yet, given its size, location, and power potential, Nehru envisaged a major role for India in world affairs and especially in Asian affairs, because India is in Asian continent, is an Asian country. His era was marked by the establishment of contact between India and other independent states in Asia and Africa. Okay. Nehru always wanted that India should be the friend of newly independent state of Asia and Africa. Throughout the 1940s and 1950s, Nehru had been an ardent advocate of Asian unity. Asian unity means the unity among the Asian countries. Under his leadership, India convened the Asian Relationship Conference in March 1947. under which whose leadership Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. 5 months ahead of attaining its event, India got independence in August 1947. But before independence, India convened a conference in March 1947 because India wanted to maintain Asian unity. Okay, India made earnest efforts for the early realization of freedom of Indonesia from the Dutch colonial design by convening an international conference in 1949 to support its freedom struggle. Because इंडिया मेड अर्नेस्ट एफर्ट्स किए किसके लिए, अर्ली रियलाइजेशन ऑफ एन इंटर कॉन्फ्रेंस इन 1949, एक कॉन्फ्रेंस इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए, फॉर व्हाट, टू सपोर्ट्स इट्स फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल, to supports freedom struggle. An international an international conference in India was a freedom of Indonesia from the Dutch colonial design. Okay, कि for what efforts किसके लिए थे, freedom of Indonesia from Dutch colonial. Okay, and India was a staunch supporter of the decolonization process and firmly opposed racism, especially apartheid in South Africa. So we can say that we can also do the principle of Nehru's foreign policies or India's foreign policy. India always remain a supporter of decolonization process. Decolonization process, it means the Britishers, like India was the colony of Britishers. So India know the you can say that condition of colonies. So he always opposed the decolonization, and he always support decolonization and firmly opposed racism. It means racial discrimination. It means the discrimination on the basis of skin color, black and white. Okay, and India was especially apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid, the discrimination on the basis of skin color, like in South Africa. The Afro-Asian Conference, held in Indonesian city of Bandung in 1955, commonly known as the Bandung Conference, marked the zenith of India's agreement with the newly independent Asian and African nation. And in 1955, in Bandung, a summit was held, and it was known as the marked as the zenith of India's engagement. It means India was engaging with the your Asian and African nation. And the Bandung Conference later led to the establishment of NAM. Okay, in 1960, and there was NAM. At first, India support India opposed racism and apartheid system. Okay, the first summit of NAM was held in Belgrade in September 1961, and Nehru was a co-founder of NAM. All of you know that Nehru was the one of the member of five member founded the NAM. Okay, and Nehru was one of them. Now write down the question of this paragraph. First of all, we will do this in this paragraph. Distance from two group लिखिए, and which were the two power bloc at the time of Cold War, and write their alliance also. Next question, which country joined the US military alliance, when India was trying to convince developing countries to join non-alignment. Next, now write down in the next question, first summit of NAM in Belgrade in 1961. Next question, what are the principles of India's foreign policy? Principles, Siddhant, on which the foreign policy of a country depends. First of all, first point, to respect the sovereignty of all nations. Second, to maintain peace. Third, to oppose imperialism, colonialism. Next, to oppose racism, racism. Okay, we will add more principles as we go through the chapter. Okay, now today we have done Nehru's role in India's foreign policy and distance from two camps and Afro-Asian unity. Okay.